Virginia, welcome to the call. Hey, Ethan, welcome to the call. Although I know you guys are attending by Periscope, those of you that are on the line, I actually host this on Periscope as well by video. And so I thank you all for logging in tonight. Hey, my daughter from the UK, how you doing? Hey, y'all. I'm trying to squint to see who that is, but hey, welcome, welcome, welcome tonight to the Extreme Life Call. And so listen, I am so excited. I don't know about how your day has been, but my day has been tremendously blessed. Always wonderful to be productive and to do some things that are beneficial to for someone besides yourself. And so again, I am thankful for this wonderful day, and I pray that you are as well. Thank you again so much for dialing in and logging in tonight to the Extreme Life Call, where I'm sharing keys to living your life beyond the norm. Now, you know, I'm always sharing about this, and I always got to give the introduction of what it means to live your life beyond the norm, because a lot of times, you know, we have been conditioned, we have literally been squashed down sometimes by circumstances to not expect more, to not desire more than what is normal. And a lot of times, even in religion, like, we've been taught falsely that it's somehow humble to only want enough for you and yours and what you need to get by. But you know, you guys, I'm thinking about that concept, and if I know that I am supposed to be blessed to be a blessing, if I know that I am literally designed to help others and to bless others, then it's really a very selfish thing. It's not a humble thing to say, as long as I have enough for me and mine, I'm okay. It's actually really selfish to say, as long as I have enough for me and mine, it's okay. And so I think it's important that we realize, first and foremost, to kind of establish the reasons why, is that there is a purpose for our prosperity. Hey, Joel T, love you, see you logged in. Everybody else logging in, how you doing? So again, there is a purpose for our prosperity. And so if we can really always remember that, then we get the whole greed and selfish thing out of the way. Because remember, you guys, to only desire enough for you and yours, that is the epitome of selfishness. But when you really have a focus and a goal to wanting to help people, when you really want to make an impact, you guys, then you've got to recognize that there is a purpose, that there is a reason, and that for you to stay average is actually the disservice. For you to stay average is actually the thing that is a problem. Amen. Now, Jill Tankard knows what she's talking about. She's the author of The Millionaire. She's commenting there on the Periscope saying it is a millionaire with a mission, I think you said. And so again, I am so adamant about this, you guys, that we've got to get our hearts and our minds right. I want to tell you a quick little story about something I experienced one time. I was at a conference that people go to learn how to become masterminds. And this was some years ago in California. And in this conference were people that weren't even, you know, like church people. There were some church people there, but it wasn't a Christian conference. It was simply a masterminding conference. And people paid $10,000 a piece to come to this conference to learn how to be a success and how to build their own business and all of that stuff. And so with all of that being said, I'm at this conference and we were doing these different exercises. And just as the Spirit of God would really do, people just started being drawn to me. Now, let me just pause here because I didn't do my proper introduction tonight. I got right into what I wanted to talk to you about. It's just been burning in my heart all day to talk to you guys about this. But my husband and I, Dr. Michael Phillips, are the senior leaders of Kingdom Life International Center. We're a life empowerment center. We have Sunday morning life empowerment. We have Tuesday night life strategies, where we teach you strategies from the Bible on how to live successfully, how to be successful in your career, how to be successful in relationship, and all of those things to tap into the best life that God has for you, your purpose, and all of those things. And so we've traveled the world, we've been on television, I mean, all of those things. So here I am in this conference a few years ago, and it is a quote unquote secular conference. And in this conference, people are paying $10,000 a piece to be there in order to learn how to become an expert, how to become someone that is a leader in their industry. Now, one of the things that I thought was interesting is that we would have these exercises in between where we would go into groups of 2 and 3. And in those exercises, I would end up just by the, oddly, they didn't know what they were attracted to. Now, you and I, those of you that are believers know that that was the Spirit of God that they were attracted to. But I mean, I'm talking about, I would have a group of 15 of them standing around me at this thing. And how many of them were so burdened by the fact that their desire to be a success, their desire, which was clearly above average. I mean, you don't pay $10,000 to go to a conference if you regular, They had an above average drive, but they had never connected it with a why. They had never connected it with a why that was outside of themselves, or they just assumed that the desire to be a success had to be one that was not godly. And so as they sat there and I was able to really minister to them and able to share with them that there is a purpose for your prosperity, that there is a reason why you must set the standard. There's a reason why you've been wired to not settle for less. There's a reason why that you've been wired that you just can't be regular if you tried. It's because there's greatness and there is a desire and an assignment on the inside of you to make a difference. It was so life altering for them to see that their drive was not wrong. Some of them literally cried tears because they were so impacted by the fact that, oh my goodness, you mean my desire to be great is not wrong? Some of them even confided in me that they had been rebuked by their pastors, that they had been told that they were greedy people. Listen, you guys, greed is whenever all you want is for what you want for you. That's greed. But when you desire to be a success, when you desire to have that life that is beyond the norm, that is truly the extreme life, when that desire is connected with a willingness and a desire to fund efforts to make this world a better place for real, not the side thing that you try to put on it so that you can justify your selfish actions, but when you're truly surrendered, you will find that God is going to give you a purpose. He's going to reveal a problem that you've been placed in this earth to solve. And when you find that problem, you will find your place of brilliance. When you find that problem, you will find your place of being different and set apart. And when you find that place, when you passionately pursue it, when you decide, I'm going to do that beyond the norm, I'm going to do that beyond what is common. And in fact, I'm going to go to the extreme to be awesome in that which I have been created to do. You will find that it will reward you greatly. And when your heart is right and your desire is to please God, those rewards that come begin to flow for everybody. Those rewards that come begin to flow, and you are finally enabled. Hello, everybody that's tuning in. You are finally enabled to do what you have been called to do, you guys. This is why our hearts and our minds have got to be firmly planted in the truth and in the realization that you have a purpose, that your purpose is whatever is in you, it will be magnified. In other words, let me just say this. If you get more, and if you pursue and you pursue properly, you will get more. It's really, that's not even something that's only for believers. The reality is things respond to proper pursuit. That is why there are people that aren't even in the so-called, church or kingdom world, and they apply kingdom principles to their life, and their life is blessed. Their businesses are blessed. I know people that I've heard that even tithe. I know people that are in the secular arena. They don't necessarily serve God with their lives at all, but they tithe millions to the body. They tithe millions to the kingdom of God. And why is that? They're tapping into a principle. And then I know some people that can quote more Bible than they're worth, that can they can quote the Bible up and down, wear skirts down to the ground, you guys, know everything about, eschatology and all of that stuff. But when it really comes down to it, you guys, they have no desire to love or impact anyone. I'm not saying everybody's like that. My husband and I are in ministry, but I'm saying they don't have 2 nickels to rub together to help anybody, and they don't have any desire for anything to be better than that. So really, you tell me, think about it now. When it comes to a heart that is designed to please God, isn't it more of a service if you are to live your life righteously as someone who has something to make an impact with, or someone who'll let God take you from nothing? I mean, that I'm like the queen of I'm the poster child for the foolish things of this world that confound the wise. You know, the wise was not referring to the wise of what we thinking. You know, a lot of times we twist that in religion. Do you know that the wise was referring to the religious right that thought that they knew more than everybody else about life? It says God uses the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. And so you guys, I want to encourage you. I don't care where you are. When you connect with your purpose, when you connect with your reason, when you connect with the reason why you are the way you are, why you are wired together the way you are, and then you make a definitive decision that I'm going to commit my life to this God purpose that is on the inside of me. Can I tell you that he will equip you where you don't have where you think you don't have what you need? Can I tell you that he will qualify you when all the wise people say that you're not qualified? Can I tell you that he will literally open doors for you and begin to expose you to a life you never thought you could have? He will expose you to a level of living, a level of connections. It will become commonplace to you to no longer worry. That's what happens when you decide to live your life on purpose. And so this evening, you guys, I just wanted to share that with everybody about this extreme life that he's called me to be a clarion for. There is a life that is beyond the norm. If you think about what extreme means, okay, just slow this down for just a second. Extreme literally means something that is beyond what is normal, right? If you put extreme in front of the word sports, it gives you a totally different picture than just sports. How about this one? Because I'm about to touch on this in just a moment for those of you that are interested and would like to stay on. There's weight loss, and then there is extreme weight loss too. Totally different pictures. So I want you to understand that when we're talking about you living an extreme life, we're talking about you living a life that is beyond what the status quo says you can have. We're talking about you being able to walk in a purpose and impact a generation when everybody around you would say that you're crazy for believing that. So I'm telling you right now, extreme life is for you. And the keys to it, first and foremost, so that you can be free from apologizing for why you want more. Free from trying to explain to people why you have a drive and a desire to not be regular. You can be free from that by always remembering, burning it in the heart, in your mind, that there is a purpose for my prosperity. So I can unapologetically reach out. I can unapologetically build my streams of income. I can unapologetically broaden my borders so that I can reap in and serve the purpose that God has given me to do in this earth. So again, you guys, I want you to be encouraged with that word. Now, at this point, for those of you that have come in for the Extreme Life Call, I want to thank you for that. Now, I'm going to share some things right now, a project that I am working on. So for those of you that have called in just for that Extreme Life Nugget, I want to thank you for logging in and calling in. You're welcome to stay on. There's several people